time to present our first and second basketball sides with their pennants. First of all, we present our first basketball, our captain, Ethan Willis. Vice captain, Daniel Keneally. Hunter Goodrick. Henry Cummins. Petrus van Jaarsveld. Marius van Jaarsveld. Matt Sullivan. Connor McGreevy. Will Nichols. Kobe Ned. And defeating Sydney High in round one of the GBS competition was a great start for our first basketball. And after dropping the second game against Kings, the team had to take a hard look at themselves and reassess their commitment to winning and a premiership. And that they did. Round three started with a renewed commitment to defence and preparation. They went on to win the next 5 games, including a gutsy win over Riverview and an even better victory over Scots College last week. They started to play some really good basketball. The boys went into the last game against Newington College today with hopes of taking home the first premiership for St Joseph's in 23 years. And it wasn't to be. They played well, but fell short in the final game. They performed exceptionally well throughout the season and can be congratulated on being runners-up in the GBS basketball first competition for this season. Would you please congratulate them and their coaches on a very, very fine season. Our seconds basketball were represented by the following. Our captain was Tom Wilde. Tashi Strook. Tom Sutherland. Jack Dillon. Brendan Keneally. Midman Jaffa Williams. Fergus Allison. Tim Barron. Henry McEwen. Luca Della Camino. Luke Daly. Our seconds demonstrated a very solid improvement throughout the season. Their basic team strategy centred around hard defence, rebounding and executing plays by getting the ball to our strongest scorers. They achieved some wonderful results during the season, winning the opening 4 matches. Today, they finished the competition in 3rd place. Would you please congratulate them and their coaches, Mr. Adrian Crowe and Mr. Robinson. I call on our captain of basketball, Ethan Wilkes, to now give us a report of our competition season.
Good evening, Mr. Tollington, Brother Anthony, parents, staff and fellow students. It's an honour to speak tonight on behalf of the first and second basketball teams. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone who made this season as good as it was. Thank you to the parents for their constant support and encouragement, always providing assistance, particularly with the amazing afternoon teas each home game. Thanks also to Simon Gleeson at Bendigo, who is very passionate about Joey's basketball. Thank you for organising coaches, gymnastic trainer, referees, training programs, coaching for thirds and fourths, and general organisation on Saturdays. Thank you to Rachel Arkell for looking after the bench every Saturday in our gym. Thanks to Mr. Darlington, Brother Anthony, for your continued support and your presence at games. To our coaches, Mr. Jim Arkell, Mr. Adrian Crowe and Mr. Robbie McKinlay, thank you for your direction, guidance, patience, encouragement and friendship. You have helped us play to our full potential and enjoy a very fulfilling season of basketball. Special mention to Jim Arkell. This is last year as first coach and the job he's done has been phenomenal. Finally to you boys, your support this season has been amazing. You continue to lift us each week with your passion and cheering. We have no doubt that you intimidated the opposition, particularly our sixth cricket who made an effort to be there every single weekend. So shout out to them. Today especially was magnificent and thank you sincerely for that. Both teams have come a long way since the pre-season. We fought through many tough trial games in Term 4, as well as competing in the Rashki Cup and the Yin Shield, where we won a few games, but most importantly, gained the confidence and chemistry as a team. As a result of this, both teams were confident going into round 1 against Sydney High. The seconds put in a huge effort, but just failed to close the gap late in the game. First, however, were able to defeat the more fancy Sydney High team, getting us off to a very good start in the competition season. In January, we had another training camp, followed by the Trinity Cup and the Newington Challenge, where both teams were reminded of the level that they would have to play at to succeed in the GPS. The seconds were able to grab some wins and to take out the plate, whilst the first left without any silverware. But this event, combined with the presentation of our playing singlets from old boy Andrew Ginks, who was in the winning team of 1981, made us all the more hungry to be the 6th team in Joey's basketball history to win it all. From here, the season became truly intense, particularly against Riverview, as for both firsts and seconds this would be a test of how far we had come, given that both teams had lost the trial game against St Ignatius. However, through an amazing show of cheering from you boys, we won both games, the first by only 3 points. With this win and the opportunity to win it all for the first time in over 20 years, both firsts and seconds were thrilled to prepare for our matches today, knowing how tough the game would be, but also knowing we had the support of the Joe boys. And for some of us, it was the last game representing Joe's basketball. The loss today was disappointing, but I wouldn't call it sad. The season's been truly unforgettable, and I'm proud of what we achieved, even if we couldn't bring it home in the end. Once again, thank you to all those who helped make this season so amazing and to be part of. We'd like to be rowers in the Henry River next week. Thank you.
Well done and thank you, Ethan. Throughout the season we had 38 basketball teams, so over 400 boys playing basketball. And the competitiveness of the boys from the A's through the G's has been exceptional. Our first, seconds and thirds certainly set an extremely high standard in training sessions, and that filtered down to every team. The improvement from the trials to the competition games this term has been a pleasure to watch, and the work ethic of the boys during games has improved sharply, and their sportsmanship has been of the highest level. We've had 4 pennant-winning teams. We congratulate them, the 11s, the 12s, the 6th and the 16As. And we do need to congratulate and thank in a particular way the coach of our first basketball, Mr. Jim Arkell. Jim has been coaching our first for a number of years. The level to which he got their boys this year was truly outstanding. Jim, we thank you very, very much. Let's thank and congratulate all our coaches, all our players who represented us so finely in basketball throughout the season. I now invite Mr. Tarleton to address our rally.
Thank you, brother, and good evening to everyone, and welcome to all of you, particularly the families of the boys here tonight and their friends. First, I was walking into Newington today to watch the basketball and spend some time over there. I was looking around with all Joey's playing Newington and the fields have just reminded me of each of the other weeks. What a celebration it was, a celebration of youth and a celebration of sport. I think we can sit here tonight and quite easily take for granted what you've got. There are a lot of measures. Sometimes the measure is in championships, winning premierships, how many runs were scored, how many points you scored, whatever it might be. I think there's another measure. The measure is one whereby you appreciate the opportunity that you've got. How well do you do on the measure? It's a good question. As I looked at those boys in the cricket fields as you're walking to Newington today, and as I do every Saturday walking up here, whether it be out of the road, wherever it might be, you see a chance that in fact is not the norm. You see an opportunity that in fact is denied to so many young people. And sadly, you see an opportunity that so many young people don't even necessarily see. So I say to you boys tonight, as you walk away from this rally after a long day of sport, and we prepare for our winter season, just think about the nature of the opportunity you've got. And if you really concentrate and you really do appreciate the opportunity you've got, then you'll put in and make it your absolute best shot every Saturday, every minute, every training session, whether you're playing in the A's or the H's or G's, whatever we might go down to in the next season. You will put in every bit, every time, because that's the way to celebrate the opportunity we've got. Very hard to get that sense through when we can possibly take it for granted. I'd like to thank the staff who are involved in this, Mr. Newman particularly and his team, those coaches, you boys sitting here, those on the stage, I can represent them. But I'd also like to pay a special tribute to the parents. When I see them preparing afternoon teas, dropping you, sitting on sidelines, sitting on sidelines, cheering you on, being there every Saturday, making this possible. I deeply appreciate what you've done for your sons, because what you do for your sons, you do for the school. So tonight, boys, enjoy this evening. Let's prepare well, and to our rowers, next Saturday, we head up to Penrith, the new boys, we head up to Penrith to support them. You go with our very best wishes as we finally bring this summer season to a conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tarleton. And first of all, I'd like to really thank and congratulate our captains who spoke to us this evening. Thank them for their fine words, thank them for the fine way they represented their team, and for the excellent way in which they've represented and presented their sport this evening. I'd also like to thank and congratulate once again all those boys who are up here on stage, who have flown our flag in our senior GPS sports this season. They've put their hand up, they've done their best, and they deserve rightfully our congratulations and our appreciation. And I thank them for their efforts. Just one small announcement, I've just got here, it's a little bit off the point, but one of the local residents has lost their car keys. They think in March Street this afternoon. If anyone has seen them, they've asked that if any boys may have picked up a set of car keys or visitors to the college, if you could please let me know. Boys, we'll congratulate finally and thank and show our appreciation for our senior teams as they leave the stage, led by our first basketball. Thank you very much, boys. That concludes our run this evening. We move out in an orderly fashion.